Ah, Jesus. Whatever horrors you may find in these dark spaces, have hard and see them through. There are no premature endings, there are no wrong decisions, there are only fresh perspectives and new beginnings. This is a love story. Alright. Chapter 1, The Hero and the Princess.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
It's the end of the world as we know it. End of the world? What are you talking about? Have you considered that maybe the only reason she's going to end the world is because she's locked up? Killing a princess seems kind of bad though, doesn't it? Can't someone else do this? Forget it, I'm not doing this. Have you considered that maybe I'm okay with the world ending? You might get some sort of reward for doing this? Okay, thanks for telling me what to do. I knew this was the first time playthrough. You're going to love this game, and that's the beauty of it that is impossible to describe. Sweet, I've always wanted to offer Monarch. Viva la Revolution! Soundly continue to the cabin, turn around and leave. At least that's how I feel about it. Got it. What would I choose? Ah, this one. Do I get some sort of reward for doing this?
But you'll have to slay her before you get it.
Oh, what's the reward? The end of the world. Okay, so it's. Can you tell me what prize this is going to be for doing? Oh, I can move the camera with the controller.
It's a secret. I think you'll like it. It's a special reward, just for you.
Just for me?
And whatever you think it might be, I can promise you it's going to be even better than your wildest imagination.
Sure about that? Can someone else do this?
You're the only one who can pull this off. I don't make the rules. I wish I did, but I don't.
So I didn't do the raid around because it was late for me, but I hope you have a wonderful stream. Chat, treat them nice. Yeah, thank you. What are you talking about?
Talking about the end of everything as we know it. No more birds, no more trees, and perhaps most problematically of all, no more people. You have to put an end to her.
Does it save? No. How can a princess locked away in the basement end the world?
Don't linger on the specifics. You have a job to do here. Just get in there and do what needs to be done. We're all counting on you.
Putting pressure. Do you have any evidence to back this up?
Look, you're already on the path that leads to the cabin. Why would you be here if it weren't to complete a very important task? You've made it this far, you might as well reach the end of your journey.
Have you considered that maybe the only reason she's going to end the world is because she's locked up?
While I appreciate the mental exercise, we are running up against a bit of a ticking clock.
Well, show a physical clock.
Nevertheless, let me assure you, the princess is locked up because she's dangerous. She is not dangerous because she's locked up. And before you decide to waste even more of our time by asking how I know that, let me suggest a more pragmatic lens through which to view this situation.
Alright, give it to me.
Causality doesn't matter here, because the end result is the same no matter what led us up to this point. If the princess leaves the cabin, the world will end, and there is no changing that. It's no use arguing semantics over a metaphorical chicken or egg, because the egg is hatched and it's about to ruin everything.
I think that's a dangerous egg.
Unless, of course, you do your job and slay her.
Fried chicken? Killing a princess seems kind of bad though, doesn't it?
Are you a monarchist? Is slaying a princess that much worse than slaying a fisherman or a miller or a seamstress? If anything, slaying a princess is much better than slaying a seamstress. Seamstresses contribute something of value to society.
Have you considered that maybe I'm okay with the world ending?
Of course I haven't. Why would I even consider that? Nobody wants the world to end. I mean, maybe some people do. Nihilists, or very, very evil people, but surely you're not one of those, right?
Nope. No, you got me there. I'll go to Kevin, I'll talk to her, and if she's as bad as you say she is, then maybe I'll slay her, but I'm not committed to anything until I've had the chance to meet her face to face. Yeah, that sounds like me.
Then I guess we'll just have to see what happens.
Yep.
But a word of warning. If you go in prepared to hear her out, she could easily trap you in her web of lies.
Ooh.
And the more you listen to her honeyed words, the harder it'll be to pull yourself out. Then each and every one of us is doomed. So sure, go, talk to her. See how that turns out for all of us. You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within.
Okay, can't save.
We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them.
True.
Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
It seems like he does. Well, I can't do anything else, so...
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade.
Oops.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Take the
You
blade.
take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it.
If you say so.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
She sounds dangerous.
What?
It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here.
Oh, okay.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
That did not sound dangerous at all. Hi.
Don't be a stranger. And it's been so long since I've had any visitors. Come on down.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement. She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world? Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
Huh. What? No way. I'm just here to talk.
Then why did you bring a knife with you? How about you drop it, and then we can chat.
She makes a compelling point. What if we just dropped the blade and talked? Look at her. It's not like she's a threat.
Alright.
Don't you dare.
I'm dropping it.
It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster. But killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
Nope. Drop it.
The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands
Yeah.
and drops to the floor with an unceremonious
It's
clap.
fine.
Thank you. Maybe now we can just talk.
Uh-oh. Okay, that's I did it
Against
for
your
you.
better judgment, you step forward to speak with the princess face to face, unarmed.
Uh-huh.
We'll be fine. I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her. Just make sure you don't forget about the blade on the floor.
Sure.
You're going to need it.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
I mean, I thought I was able to drop it on the table if I picked it up, so I don't know. Bishop, are you coming on to me? How would I get you out of here? I'm here because you're supposed to end the world. There's people out there who think you're going to end the world. What do you have to say about that? What's your name? How long have you been down here? Do you know why I'm here to kill you? What did you say about that?
Don't just tell her that.
Why not?
Is that why they threw me down here? But I don't want to hurt anyone. I like the world, I think.
No, how long have you been down here?
I don't remember much about it, to be honest. I've been down here a long time.
Just how long has she been down here?
If I'm supposed to be capable of ending the world, then how did I wind up here, chained to a wall? Have they told you why I'm allegedly so dangerous?
Nope. I was hoping you tell me.
Ending the world seems like an awful lot for just one person to do. I wouldn't even know where to start.
I believe her.
That'll be better.
She doesn't have to know how to destroy the world to be capable of doing it.
At the end of the day, whatever the two of us have going on down here is about trust. Whoever sent you to slay me claimed I was a threat to the world, but they didn't tell you why.
Nope.
That doesn't sound right to me. And I don't think it sounds right to you either. Otherwise we'd be killing each other instead of talking.
Yep.
She has a point. There's a reason I've been telling you to question the situation, and there's a reason you've listened.
So, I could tell you that I'd lead a quiet life in the woods, or that I'd open an orphanage, or that I'd do any other number of good things that I'm sure you think you want to hear.
But in reality?
But you don't really know me, do you?
Nope.
What can my word possibly be worth in a situation like this?
She's right about one thing. Her word isn't worth anything.
Like I said, it's all about trust. Blind trust. So
like
do
every
you
day.
trust me, the prisoner, the victim, the princess clearly incapable of ending the world? Or do you trust whoever put me here?
She's wrong. This isn't about trust. This is about
Risk.
We stand to lose everything, all for the sake of one person, and a subjugating monarch, no less.
How long have you been down here?
Too long.
Again, she offers no specifics. No matter how hard you try, you'll never get a straight answer out of her.
Never? What's your name?
She hesitates before answering.
You can address me as your Royal Highness, or Her Majesty. Any honorific should do, really.
Okay, princess. How would I get you out of here?
You can't. Don't bother.
I'm guessing you don't have the key then.
Nope.
I'm sure there's a key somewhere around here, and if there isn't... well, we can always put that knife to good use.
Her sharp eyes settle on the edge of the blade. She isn't suggesting what I think she's suggesting, right? She is. I'm sure of it.
Okay, we talked enough.
Oh, have you decided what to do with me?
You know why you're here.
I want to keep you locked away down here, at least for a bit. We can get to know each other better while I decide what to do.
That seems like a pretty good compromise. Leaving her alive is too risky. If you don't deal with her soon, she will find a way out.
One way or another, I'm going to find a way out of here. You can make it easier for both of us if you help. And if you don't...
And if I don't?
I can promise that you'll come to regret that decision.
Oh, really?
You have to make a choice. Let's hope for all our sakes it's the right one.
I made no choice. I'm gonna lock her in the basement.
I know you think this is a fair compromise, but it isn't. No one wins here. It's a chance we'll have to take. We can make this work. If we just stay here and keep watch, no one has to die.
You're making a mistake.
You turn your back to the princess and make your way to the stairs.
It won't be long before I slip these chains. And once I'm out of here, there will be hell to pay for leaving me behind.
Slip these chains? She can't, right? She needed our help to get out of here. But do you hear the conviction in her voice? I don't think she's bluffing.
I think she's
Either way,
bluffing.
she dropped her mask, didn't she? You can still turn around and finish the job.
Well, I couldn't commit to putting back down the knife, so now we're sticking to the plan and locking her down here.
The death of all of us, but fine. Have it your way.
Sounds
You close
good
the
to me.
basement door, locking it behind you and quickly barricading it with the heavy wooden table that once held the blade. Okay, we can make this work. You settle in against the far wall to watch the basement door. It isn't long before you start to drift off, your eyelids heavy with fatigue. But sleep doesn't come. Instead, your rest is broken by a piercing, wailing voice calling out to you from the other side of the door.
I know you're still there. Why don't you make things easier on yourself and let me out?
Nah.
It's not like this little door will hold for very long anyways. It's probably a good idea to try to get back on my good side.
She sounds terrifying. Like she's less of the princess you saw and more like something out of a nightmare. As she violently rattles the door, you do your best to shut her out of your mind.
When I get out of here, I'm going to pick you apart piece by piece. I won't forget what you did, and I'll never forgive it. You don't know the kind of enemy you've made tonight.
Nope.
It doesn't sound like she's getting any weaker. No, it doesn't.
So all that was just an act, wasn't it? You're not really innocent or harmless. You're not even a princess. You're a monster.
I can be innocent and harmless, if I want to be. Teasing me with fresh air and a chance to finally live freely doesn't inspire me to play nice.
You put the princess's threats out of your mind as best you can and huddle up against the wall.
I'm just chilling.
You jolt awake in the middle of the night to silence in the cabin. The ruckus has stopped, and the door to the basement is ajar, its lock broken, and the table shoved out of the way.
So why am I still alive?
Thanks for
Oh, there
helping
she
me
is.
get out of that awful basement.
Welcome.
You try and stumble to your feet, but as the princess draws near, it's as though your body simply stops working. It isn't all at once. The paralysis comes in waves. First your toes go numb, and then your feet, and then your legs. You lie prone on the floor of the cabin, unable to do anything but witness her approach.
What else you
Whose
got?
side are you on? Yours, of course. But I have a duty to uphold the truth. Lying about the facts of the situation doesn't change them.
So helpless. I can take my time with you, can't I?
Sure.
She steps closer, one silent footfall at a time, cocking her head in curiosity as you feel your organs shutting down one by one.
Or maybe I can't take my time with you. You don't look well.
A little green around the gills.
Gills?
What a shame. If you'd only helped me get out of here, we could have done such wonderful things together.
Already?
Your lungs stop drawing in breath, and your heart freezes in your chest. You have seconds left.
I'd say better luck next time. But we both know this is the end, don't we?
It can't be. This can't actually be how everything ends. I'm sorry, but it is.
The end.
Everything goes dark, and you die.
Chapter 2, The Nightmare.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
I'm getting a terrible sense of deja vu.
A terrible sense of deja vu? No, you don't have that. This is the first time either of us have been here.
No, this is the second time we've been here.
If you shh.
Oops.
What if he hears us? That's a very good question, little voice. What if he does hear you? Shit. I think you'll find yourselves very hard-pressed to keep any secrets from me. Not that it matters right now, because like I said, this is the first
This
time
is
we've
not the first time.
I'd rather not get off on the wrong foot. We've a world to save, after all.
I mean, I'll probably save it this time, but this is not the first time we met. This is more than just deja vu, though. I'm pretty sure this whole thing literally just happened.
We could go back and forth on this forever, and it won't get you any closer to doing your job and saving the world. So let's just agree to disagree.
Agree to disagree. Let's assume I'm telling the truth, and all this really did already happen. Why should I listen to you? Why should I ever bother doing anything?
Those are two very different questions, but fine. I'll indulge you if that's what it takes to get you moving.
Yep.
Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or
Yeah,
at least a version of me.
Okay.
If you're back here, I'm assuming you died,
Yep.
which probably only happened because you didn't listen to me. We couldn't trust either of you, and as far as I'm concerned, we still can't. All we did was lock her away. And how'd that work out for you?
She killed us.
No comment. Well then, congratulations. You've been given another chance to actually do this right. And your solution is to send us back in there. Do you want us to slay the princess, or do you want the princess to slay us? Obviously, I want you to slay her. One of you poses a threat to the world, and the other doesn't. Anyways, I believe your other question was something along the lines of, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences.
Kinda did.
What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. We were killed by the princess, and now everyone's right back where they started. Sounds pretty consequence-free to me. Speak for yourself. From my perspective, there were plenty of consequences. I'm never going to forget the way she just made us stop working. And that's only scratching the surface. If what you said is true, it begs the question of how you got back here. Did time simply rewind itself, or have you found yourself in another world altogether? If it's the latter, what do you think happened after you died? Do you think the people there lived happily ever after?
Nah.
Or do you think that the princess, left unhindered, brought about the end to everyone and everything, just like I told you she would? If she brought an end to everything and everyone, how are we supposed to stop her? What do you want from us? I want you to succeed. You'll find a way. You're the only one who can.
Am I? Let's talk about this princess.
Just be quick about it.
Who locked her in that basement? What is this place?
People locked her in that basement. And I told you what this place is. It's a path in the woods. Don't overcomplicate things.
To quote you from last time around, she's just a princess. How can you possibly justify saying that? She's clearly something far, far worse.
She is just a princess.
No, she's not.
What do you think happened to you last time? Just get it out of your head before you get to the cabin, and you'll be fine.
You're being cagey. What aren't you telling me?
I've told you everything you need to know. Going into more detail will just overcomplicate an otherwise very simple situation and make your job more difficult.
Oh, I want to know all my options here.
If you want us to stand a chance against her, we need to be armed with information. What is she really capable of? How are we supposed to stop her? Not to sound like a broken record, but the less you know about her, the better things will go for all of us. I know it sounds like I'm hiding something, but you're just going to have to take me at my word.
Man, what if your word results in being something worse?
He isn't telling us everything he knows because he doesn't trust us, which means that we can't trust him.
Nope.
Stop talking yourself in neurotic circles and just get to the cabin already.
Nah.
No, you should do anything but that.
Yeah.
We know what's waiting for us in that basement.
Oh yeah. People locked her away. Why couldn't they slay her? Why is this falling on me?
Look, I'm not supposed to say this, but it's because you're special.
Oh, I'm special?
You're the only person capable of doing this. Call it a prophecy, if that helps.
Ooh, a prophecy,
it's just
you
the way
say.
things are. You can't just goad us into doing something by calling us special. It's manipulative. Why are you trying to manipulate us? I don't know, I kinda like being special. Okay, fine. Maybe you can goad him into doing something, but he's not even the one who makes the decisions here. I'm not goading you into doing anything. You already know the princess is dangerous. All I'm trying to say is that you have to be the one to deal with her. I know it doesn't seem fair, but that's just the way it is. And for what it's worth, I know you have it in you to finish the job. We don't. You saw what happened to us last time. We need to leave.
Probably go with that. Just being around her in the end shut down all my organs. What the hell am I supposed to do about that?
Like I said, if she killed you, it was probably because you didn't listen to me. Don't talk to her, don't trust her, just go in, do your job, and save the world.
Okay, sir.
Great.
So.
Now, if you don't mind, the whole world is waiting with bated breath for you to save it from ruin.
I'm gonna leave.
This is good. I was worried you might fall for his shit again, but this is good. Whatever answers there are to be found, they aren't here, and they definitely aren't there.
Neat.
Seriously? You're just going to turn around and leave?
Yep.
Do you even know where you're going?
Nope. The only thing that matters is where I'm not going. The cabin. I'm not going to the cabin.
Fine. I suppose you just quietly continue down the path away from the cabin. That's strange. It looks like this path also leads to the cabin. How convenient. Everything's back on track again. Maybe the world can still be saved after all.
Turn around again and leave again.
You're really keen on wasting everyone's time, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
It's remarkably selfish, if you ask me. I've
Oh, is
already
it?
outlined the stakes of the situation. If you don't do your job, everyone dies. Like, dies. Forever. But fine, you turn around and trek back down the path you came.
Wait, something isn't right. Can you still hear me? You're supposed to wind up back at the cabin again. But everything is getting fuzzy.
Ah.
What's going on? Where are we?
That's a good question.
It's finally happened, hasn't it? We finally cracked.
Cracked. We're losing our mind. The world around you is unwound, its physical matter replaced by textured nothingness. It is quiet. There is a distant rumbling, a sound of many sounds. Undulations pulse louder as something other comes close. Feelers probe across the fabric of reality. Extremities find your consciousness and wrap themselves around it. You are no longer alone. Resistance. Fingers drag claws across the glass surface of your soul. Frustration. This vessel is full of you. I need something empty I can crawl inside of. I need something shaped like me. This is a nightmare. Wake up. It's not.